From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Louie B.
Yes, it is Ticats Today, a special bonus Saturday edition of Ticats Today because, you know, when it's the Eastern Final, we go all out. And the Ticats held a media conference in Toronto today, and we're going to hear from some of the people who spoke, including Coach O, Dylan Wynn, and Jeremiah Masoli. But if you missed it, you can catch the full pregame press conference available at CFL.ca. The Ticats, less than 24 hours away from finding out whether or not they will represent the East Division at Tim Hortons Field in the Grey Cup on December 12th. We'll know. 24 hours from whenever you're listening to this, we'll know the answer to that question, as it is a 12:30 kickoff from BMO Field, and the Ticats Audio Network has got you covered. Beginning at 10:30, we'll have a special Tiger Cats game day with Bubba O'Neill and Courtney Stephen live at 10:30. Andy Fantuz and I will get you set with Tiger Cats pregame presented by Active Green and Ross at 11:30, and then at 12:30, RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker will have the call right here on the Ticats Audio Network. All right, special game day, preview game day edition, which means I can bring you the depth chart, let you know how the Hamilton Tiger Cats are lining up. And let's start on the offensive line as Jordan Murray makes his return to the lineup after missing the last game with a head injury. He starts at left tackle. Brandon Revenberg, the East Division nominee for most outstanding offensive lineman, at left guard, as he's been all season. Darius Sirocco at center. Coulter Woodmansey at right guard. And Chris Van Zyl at right tackle. Just from my opinion, looking at this looks like the best offensive line the Ticats have put out all season, and I'm kind of really excited to see what they can do protecting Jeremiah Masoli, giving him time and creating holes for Don Jackson. Speaking of up the middle, Jeremiah Masoli will get the start at quarterback. Don Jackson will be the running back. Nikola Kalinic gets the start at fullback. In the receiving group, Stephen Dunbar Jr. and David Ungerer III are out wide. Jalen Ackland, Brandon Banks, and Tim White will be at the slot position. On defense, not a lot of changes to tell you about. Garrett Davis, Ted Laurent, Dylan Wynn, Julian Hauser, who were so dominant against Montreal. They'll get the start up front. Linebackers for the, I don't know what this is, 16th game in a row. No changes, as it's Simone Lawrence at Will, Jovan Santos Knox at Mike, and Cam Kelly at Sam. And in the secondary, Des Lawrence is at the corner. Cariel Brooks at his half. Tunde Adeleke gets to start at free safety. Seontae Evans back in the lineup after missing last week against Montreal. He's at the half. And Jamal Roll at corner. And Michael Domagala will handle the kicking duties. Joel Whitford will handle the punting duties. Gordon White will be the long snapper. And Pappy White listed as the starting kick returner. That's how the Hamilton Tiger Cats will line up against the Argos tomorrow at BMO Field. For more, let's hear from the head coach of the Ticats, Orlando Steinauer, as he spoke to the media today.
Well, it's got different, it's just a different week. It's a different team. Everything's different, to be honest with you. Like, it really is. That's a general statement, but it's the truth. This is, there's no carryover. Just your mindset is all you carry over. Other than that, every game takes on a life of its own. Well, I think it always starts, it always starts with leadership, both on and off the field. But also, it's just the players making a different commitment and executing on the field. It's always going to come down to that, and it's really nothing more, nothing less than that. And I thought we've played some decent complementary football along the way, and it's going to give us this opportunity here tomorrow. That's a tough question. As simple as it is a tough question, Tim, because we do kind of keep things close to the vest as far as how we, for lack of a better term, motivate each other or whatnot. But I think if I can dance around it a little bit, I would say that it's really about focusing on the task at hand. Like, you're always going to be presented with adversity along the journey, and we just always preach about adversity response from day one of training camp. As far as the specific fine fixtures and details of what we'll be telling our football team tonight and heading into tomorrow, obviously I wouldn't divulge that, but generally that's our messaging hasn't changed since training camp. We have to be able to respond to adversity, and we've definitely had our fair share this year. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be full of energy. Obviously, we'll get quite a few more boos, and that's just part of the fun and the excitement and the build-up of a playoff game, or as in this case, it's not just a playoff game, it's an elimination game. And so, yeah, I'm excited, but I'll be just as excited after the coin toss and the anthem to actually play football.
That is the head coach of the Hamilton Ticats, Orlando Steinauer, as he spoke to the assembled media at BMO Field ahead of tomorrow's game. Well, Dylan Wynn is coming off a monster game last week against the Montreal Alouettes. He's looking to duplicate that performance against the team he won a Grey Cup with back in the day, a member of the 2017 Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts, and we had a chance to catch up with him today for his pregame media availability conference, and he talked about kind of playing on both sides of this rivalry.
I'd say history says yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's always the battle of the QEW is a riot, both sides, and we're looking forward to a good little bar fight tomorrow and quite excited for it. Absolutely. If it distracts from winning, we don't got time for it. So that goes down to, we're trying to execute the game plan to the best of our ability, and, anything that distracts from that, we just don't need. You got to win. That's all it is. It's whatever team comes out and executes the best tomorrow night. You're into the big dance, and that's the beauty of football. Is that you can do your analytics before, you can do your guessing. Anybody can. Like Mike Tyson says, everyone got a plan until you get punched in the mouth, and that's why I love football as a sport so much. Is it really doesn't matter until you get in between those lines, and we're excited for it. It'll be a good time. Yeah, so something we talk about that I love that we talk about is, our defense has to outplay their defense, and that's kind of the competition on that. And we thrive on competition, and we're looking forward to that challenge tomorrow. And, I think that our defense will be able to rise up to the occasion. I'm quite excited for the matchups that we have. So it'll be a good time. Absolutely. Absolutely. You control what we can control, and as a defender, that's my job, is to get to the ball and make sure that it doesn't go in the end zone, and that's their job too. And it's as simple as it sounds. It's beautiful that if they don't score, they don't win, and you're just playing the other team's defense, and that's all I can focus on. So it's a lot of fun. It's good competition.
That is Dylan Wynn as he spoke to the assembled media at BMO Field in Toronto today. All right, we're going to wrap it up as we hear from Jeremiah Masoli in just a little bit, but do want to throw some stats here at you. So for the East Division, the home team has won the last 6 finals, but the Ticats trying to repeat as East Finals winners for the first time since they did it in 2013 and 2014 and 1998 and 1999. Ticats are trying to be the first team since 2013 to play as host of the Grey Cup on their own field. And the Argos, when they win the East, the last 6 times they've gone on to win the Grey Cup dating back to 1991. So a couple of stats to keep in mind there heading into this one. But Jeremiah Masoli, of course, a experienced playoff quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats as he makes his 6th career playoff start for McLeod Bethel Thompson. It is his first, and as an experienced vet, caught up with Masoli after, well, not after practice today, but at availability at BMO Field today. And here's what he had to say heading into tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're playing Toronto, right, that's that QEW rivalry, man. That no matter what it is, and now it's on, the biggest stage of the year thus far before next week, right? So definitely, man, I think it is. It just is what it is. It has to be, Yeah, I think for us, especially a lot of the young guys too, man, they're just passionate about winning, passionate about competing. So at the end of the day, as long as we play clean, and we stay focused on us, not taking any dumb penalties that might occur from letting your emotions take over. I think we'll. It's cool. I mean, it isn't something that I'm focused on or anything, but I'm sure later down the line or whatever, we can look back and see how cool it was. I think it is pretty cool that you got a couple quarterbacks from San Francisco representing, the Bay Area. But I mean, besides that, it's the Eastern Final. You know what I mean? Like it's time to go. So I don't know, man. I know, Mac's definitely a good friend of mine, but at the same time, tomorrow when those lights turn on and when the whistle blows, man, he's the enemy. So it is what it is. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be electric. Even the last time we played down here, man, it was pretty loud. So I'm expecting it to be even louder. And I love it, man. You got to live for these kind of moments. This is why you play, to get in the big game. So it's going to be awesome.
That is Jeremiah Masoli as he spoke to the assembled media at BMO Field in Toronto. And that'll do it for us here today on this bonus edition of Ticats Today. Remember, you can catch the full pre-game press conference at CFL.ca. You'll also be able to hear from Speedy B as he spoke today. So go to CFL.ca for the full comments from today. And make sure to join us right here on the Ticats Audio Network tomorrow, again, starting at 10:30 live with Bubba O'Neill and Courtney Stephen. And Andy Fantu's on the air at 11:30, bringing you Tiger Cats pregame. It's the East Final. It's the Ticats in BMO to take on the Argos. Should be a great one. Hope you'll join us here on the Ticats Audio Network. If you're heading down to BMO, safe travels. Be loud, rock your black and gold, and help cheer the Ticats on to a spot in the Grey Cup. I'll talk to you tomorrow at 11:30 on Tiger Cats pregame. Until then, have a fantastic Saturday night for the Ticats Audio Network. I'm Louie B. Hoping you have a great day.
Ticats Today with Louie B. Subscribe, like, and get your Ticats fix every weekday.